Hey guys, Fubsy Gamer here. I just got done with a tournament. Just a 6-ticket standard queue. I went 3-1, lost to a Geist deck. He had all the mana leaks, all the vapor snags, and just couldn't keep up. But yeah, I want to talk about this because round 1 of this tournament actually played against LSV, Luis Scott Vargas, who is one of, if not the best player in the whole world. I asked him if I could record the match. He said yes. And so I recorded it. And the match was awesome. It was long, about, I think, 30 minutes. Something like that, maybe 40 minutes. It was epic, and it was sweet. And so I want to throw it up here. I wanted to talk about the deck that I played a little bit right before the match comes on. Or right before, whenever we start watching the match. You start watching the match. Whew, it is late, and I'm tired. So let's talk about the deck. This is your standard wolf run. There's really not anything special with it. 3 wolf runs, 4 Nexus, 6 and 6 Forest Mountain. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, 6 and 5 Forest Mountains. All the green, red dual lands. 1 Birds, 4 Galvanic Blasts, 4 Spheres, 4 Rampant Growths, 3 Slagstorm, 4 Solemn, 1 Innistrad Garruk, 1 Thrun, 4 Big Garruks, 2 Inferno Titans, 4 Primeval Titans, 2 Green Sun Zenith. As far as this main deck goes, I don't know if you guys care at all, but if you don't, you can skip ahead like a minute. I want to talk a little bit about how the deck performed. The Birds of Paradise, not very impressive. I went from 4 down to 1, and I think this one is going to go. I think I have enough ramp with this. Maybe I'll put in like an emissary or 2. Maybe not, though. The Birds just really never did me... I don't know. It's fine. What I wished I had another Innistrad Garruk or another Slagstorm. These Innistrad Garruks are house. They're really, really, really good. I didn't realize how good they were, and I wish I had another one. And yeah, and also, the deck's probably gonna have to adjust and change because of the Delver Blade deck that just won the Star City Open. Now everybody's starting to start playing that. Though I didn't play anybody with that deck in this standard queue, but I'm sure they're gonna start popping up everywhere. Apparently, sort of War and Peace like doubled in price on Moto. And so, yeah, we might have to put in some Ancient Grudges. Probably not those. Probably like an Acidic Slime or 2 or something like that into the main. Not sure what's going to change. But things probably have to change to keep Wolf Run viable. As far as the sideboard goes, 2 Ancient Grudges, easy enough. Like for artifacts and then enchantments. Ancient Grudge doesn't do enchantments, but Ancient Grudge, Beast Within, 2 Slimes. Got another Slagstorm there. I might want to put this in the main. This is really, really good. 2 Swords of Feast and Famines for the mirror match. 2 Trees Redemption. Didn't really use them because there aren't any little aggro decks. I mean, they're really good like against like Hero Blade Hole, stuff like that. I don't know. I didn't really bring them in. I don't know what to say. I didn't use them very much, and so then I might take them out, might not. 2 more Thruns against the blue blacks and the solar flares. 6 Slime, like I said, against the enchantments and especially the Geist get decks that have that stupid Baneslayer Angel enchant. It's not stupid, it's really good, but yeah, we gotta get rid of that. So 6 Slime's really good there because they get that on turn 4, and then, turn 4, and I can easily slam a Slime. Usually with my ramp, I've got to pay for mana leak, so that helps. 1 Inferno Titan, again, against those Delver decks, against the aggro decks, against the Midnight Haunting decks especially. 2 Devil's Play for the Mirror and for the Solar Flare decks. So that's the deck. And next, check out the video and like, subscribe. Let me know what you think, guys. Thanks very much. Okay, and this is that same game with audio commentary. I'm actually going to skip through. My replay wasn't saved, which is awesome. Thanks, Magic Online. So I actually have the same video that I uploaded with no commentary. And I muted it, and we're playing it in VLC, and I'm just going to talk over it. But I'm actually going to skip past this because he actually goes AFK. I asked him for permission here to record. He goes AFK for about 5 minutes, which I didn't edit out of the original video. Let's see. Okay, I can talk about the hand right here. So my hand is it's pretty good. It's about what I want. I have 2 red sources as well as Slagstorm and Galvanic Blast, which is great because there's been a whole bunch of Delver decks lately, and it's really nice to be able to go turn 1, blast your Delver. Turn 2, do whatever I got to do, and then turn 3 I can Slagstorm your Geist. That seems to be the general opening that I've been using a lot, and I've had a lot of success with it. So I have, my 2 red sources here. This is so annoying. Goodbye. Here and here, 2 Copperline Gorges as well as a forest, and my Sphere of the Suns, which means that I have 1, 2, 3, 4 turns to draw 1 more land, and then I can get a Garruk on turn 4, which is sweet. But I can go turn 1 Galvanic Blast, turn 2 Sphere, turn 3 Slag Storm. Maybe I'll draw a Solemn or something like that. Let's see here. I know right around here he comes back. And he says, sorry. Okay, here we go. And now, the game begins. I actually go AFK for just a second. I called my buddy on the phone. I said he wouldn't believe me. Alright, so here we go. So, first draw, Garruk. Not too bad. That means my first one gets countered, I have another one. These first couple turns are pretty easy. Just, waiting for a Delver or something like that. I see the Glacial Fortress, which tells me Delvers, or Blue-White Control, or Solar Flare. I mean, there's a lot going on there. Turn 2, it still doesn't do anything, which helps me know that probably not going to be a Delver deck then, because he would have done something there for the most part. Almost always they have something to do on turn 2. What will really seal the deal for me is if on turn 3 he still has nothing, then I know that he is either Solar Flare or Blue-White Control. Ghost Quarter tells me, well, it tells me either one of those two still. Actually, more likely it's Blue-White Control because, I don't know. Maybe not. But I get my 4, I get my Thrun, which is awesome. When I drew Thrun, that was like the most beautiful thing I could have ever seen. Because these decks have a hard time dealing with it. There's just one turn. So what happens is, when I play a Thrun, that means that this next turn, he has to Day of Judgment while I'm tapped out. Because if I'm able to untap with a Thrun, that is tough. So he's probably looking for a Day of Judgment here. He quickly sacks everything, so I thought he actually drew the day. I was really convinced that he had it. Then he played that land, and I breathed out a huge sigh of relief. And it's time to lay on the beats. Now I think I might throw I can't remember if I throw a Garruk into a Mana Leak here. I probably shouldn't. Now that I'm watching this in retrospect, I know that I should just keep the Throne alive, just keep my mana open. But I can't remember if I throw a Garruk away here. Good, I don't. Okay. Yeah, because sometimes you'll throw away one Garruk or something like that to try and get the Mana Leak, and then you get the next Garruk down. But it's just too dangerous in a situation like this. He still has full 7 cards. So it's very likely he has more than one counter magic. So I'm just gonna leave up that Thrun. I'm just gonna leave up my regen mana, and I'm gonna go for it. See if this run can take me all the way. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know what else to talk about here. This matchup, it seems. I mean, it seems like it can really go badly in my favor. Go well for him. Oh, by the way, we know now that he's Solar Flare. So at that point, I was actually worried about seeing Liliana, but Liliana has played less and less lately. But still, Liliana is something that will definitely take care of a Throne really, really well, because obviously I can't regen out of it. But then I think here maybe, no, not yet. Okay. Well, here's where he plays Timely. Yeah. So he plays Timely, and I have the Slag Storm. And I was like, that's too good to be true. Like, this is gonna go kind of bad for him. I felt really in control of this game, knowing that if he had played something like a Liliana there, that I would have. I'm really close to being able to play Garruk with Mana Leak mana open. But here I just Slag Storm away the tokens and go for it. Man, Thrun is so good. Right now I only have 1 of them in my main deck and 2 in the side. I thought about bringing more in the main deck. He's absolutely phenomenal in this kind of a matchup. But there aren't a lot of decks. There aren't a lot of control decks out right now. For the most part, it's those Delver decks or the green-white aggro decks. The humans mostly. And Thrun is good against them. He's very good against them. He's not perfect. I mean, there are other cards you might want more, like maybe the Innistrad Garruk or something like that. See, now he's up to 6 mana. The thing that I'm most scared of is actually Consecrated Sphinx. more so than like a Sun Titan even, because it's a card advantage that Consecrated Sphinx can give you is just unreal. It's so good. And then here he does something that I wasn't expecting at all, which was right there. He taps out 6, White Sun Zenith. I wasn't ready for that. Yeah, totally unexpected. Luckily, I had my Galvanic Blasts, but and then he attacked, which told me that he more than likely had another one, because he wouldn't have swung out like that. Because I'm going to win that race. He's at 10, I'm at 20. I'm going to win that race every time. So he either had a Consecrated Sphinx or a Sun Titan or a White Sun Zenith. And when he passes the turn, it's got to be he has another White Sun Zenith. And I draw Slagstorm, which is kind of ridiculous. So I know that I can take a beating. I can take a hit with a White Sun Zenith and then be able to Slagstorm everything away, and then try to swing for the win. And I can tell here that he's probably thinking about casting this White Sun right now, to try and block and try and get my Thrun to regenerate or something like that. You know, try and get me on regen mana, so that I can't as easily cast a Titan or something like that. He doesn't. So I just go for the Garrett, because I know he wants to White Sun. So if he counters it, he can't White Sun Zenith, and I'm just going to win the next turn. Or if he doesn't counter it, then... What did I say? If he counters it, then he can't White Sun. Yeah, so that's fine. So what happened here is fine, because that means he couldn't White Sun right there. So now I'm more than likely I'm going to be able to untap and basically swing for the win. I mean, I'm going to throw it at him. He's going to let the cat block or whatever. But yeah, so I draw my Titan. At this point, Garrick, Psystorm, Titan. I mean, there's not a lot he could do. But there is. I mean, he still, a Consecrated Sphinx just blows me out. No, it doesn't blow me out, but it's really good. And here he wants to White Sun Zenith. I know he's just holding on to this thing. Well, I'm assuming he is. I mean, he's really playing it like he's got a White Sun. Play my second Garrick. It's really tough for him. But he Snapcaster counters it. Like a boss. Which is good, because that means his Snapcaster can... Well, good for him, because he can block my Thrun yet again. One more turn of blocking the Thrun. I don't know. I know it's kind of dead air, but I'm not sure what else we could talk about at this moment in time. Still waiting to cast that White Sun. I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones. Counting up my mana. Know he's got to be running low on mana leaks and dissipates. So we just go for it again. We're just going to push. I'm going to make him have these counter spells and make him almost waste his turns. No, he's not wasting his turns, but because I have a Thrun on the board, I feel more comfortable putting other things out there. I mean, that Titan resolved. I knew that he was going to cast his White Sun, and I was going to be able to untap Slagstorm and just call it a day. Which is basically what happens. I know I sound like I'm just brilliant because I already played this game. Oh, he doesn't. Oh, that's right. Well, I guess I sound like an idiot now. I forgot that he Blue Suns. Which is smart on his part, looking for answers, looking for that day, which I think he gets. It's funny that I can't remember this because I just played it. Well, I guess it's been like 4 hours. This is round 1. He's thinking. Oh, I remember my fear here was that I was going to regen my Thrun, obviously. And that he was going to play a White Land and day again. That was a huge fear, because I have nothing. If his Thrun goes down right now, I don't have anything else. So if he's able to do another day, then I was going to be in big trouble. Timely says, no, I'm okay with Timely. I can handle that. And 1 mana, he's just got his Ghost Quarter up. I'm just gonna slam this Garrick. I'm not even gonna think about it. Well, I guess I do think about it. I don't know why I guess I Slagstorm first, that's fine. Look at me being all, like I can't make up my mind what I want to do. Oops, bumped my microphone. This is kind of entertaining to watch because it's like some of this like is watching it for the first time, which I know is so ridiculous. Oh, because of Wolf Run. Duh. Hello. That's the deck I'm playing. I wanted to see if he would Ghost Quarter the Wolf Run. But he didn't, and that's fine. I don't really care. I don't know why I didn't just Ghost Quarter there. Oh no, because he wouldn't have died. Yeah, because I couldn't decide between solidifying the win by playing a Garrick or Ghost Quartering, or Wolf Running, to try and pump up the Thrun a lot. Let's see, can I kill him? Because so, then I feel kind of dumb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12. Yes, I could have killed him. Good. He Karns my Wolf Run. Chapel's my other one. Or not Chapel, thank you. Ghost Quarter's my other one. And I draw the Galvanic Blast for the win. It was pretty much over anyway, but the Galvanic Blast just sealed the deal, just sealed his fate. Because if it didn't have it, he was gonna go to 1. I didn't realize I could have won that turn before. That's so dumb. Oh well. Okay, let's skip just a little bit. Okay, so let's talk about sideboarding. What do I do with my sideboard? I bring in more Thruns because they're amazing in this matchup. I think about Devil's Play. Let's see if I bring him in or not. Because Devil's Play is really good in general against these decks. Just because they're just mana leaking, and basically you wait for them to tap out. So then here I make a little bit of a mistake. I take out the Slag Storms because my thinking was that he did have the White Sun Zenith, but other than that they weren't very applicable. And so I figured I'll just take out these Slag Storms. Because I don't think they're going to be very good. Because I thought his win condition was going to be Sun Tightening Sphinx. Maybe he just didn't draw it, which is silly. I should have paid attention to the cards that I saw instead of the cards that I thought he had. Because if I put them on, Sun Titan and Sphinx and Liliana, even though I don't see them, I sideboard differently, and that was a mistake on my part. So let's skip to game 2. Game 2 is kind of brutal. I almost win game 2. Oh, didn't go too far. Opening hand, there it is. I keep it because I have a Thrun, and I pray, basically, that I'm going to draw a land, because he's going first, so I feel like I'm going to draw 1 land, and I can go, Forest, Nexus, Rampant Growth, Land, Thrun, and just basically play the same game I played before. There's the land, so now I'm feeling really good. And in these type of matchups, I almost feel bad for the control deck sometimes. Not that I feel bad for him, but like, I know that they want to counter my ramp, because they don't want me to have a turn 3 Thrun. But at the same time, they know they can't counter it because it's just bad. You just can't counter a ramp. It's just a tough predicament to be in. There's Thrun. So now I'm thinking, maybe we'll just have a repeat. And this hand, I'm feeling really good about this hand. 1 more land, 1 more mana, whatever, and I can cast both my Primeval Titans. Garrick, I can try and cast this coming turn. He leaves his mana open. And here's where I start playing like a bum. I should be satisfied with this. Maybe I don't play like a bum. I'm actually going to watch with you guys and see what happens. Because I can't remember. Because I guess I have a bad memory. No, yeah, play that. Okay. Because what happens with these decks, this mindset that I get in is that you have to keep up with me in your counter spells. Like, I'm going to play threat after threat after threat, and you just have to counter. The problem is they are usually... I don't factor Snapcaster Mage into the mix, because this is actually... I haven't played Magic since Cobblade. When Jace and Stoneforge got banned, right about then I got a new job that didn't let me play Magic anymore. I was just too busy. And in that Magic... You kind of did, like, when Valley Coat was playing blue-black, it was pretty rough anyway, but, like, you just kind of you just have to throw things out there, almost. Like, you've got 3 Titans, and you've got 2, Planeswalkers and stuff, you just got to kind of go for it, make them have the counters every time. But in this game, they can have them every time, because they can draw 3 counter spells, and maybe 2 Snapcasters easily, and there's, that's 5 counter spells. And maybe they draw 1 more, so it's 6. I don't have that many threats. I have a lot, but not that many. And they're drawing cards and stuff. Yeah, it was kind of crazy. Maybe this is a game where he attacked and I put him on another one. I thought it was last game, but it must have been this one. Untap, draw another Garrick. Here's where I start going for it. I mean, this hand, I don't know. I think it's fair maybe to try and go for these. Because I mean, look, I had 2 Primevals, 2 Garricks, and a Green Sun. So I plant the Garrick. I feel really good about that. I feel like I have a lot of control. Make the beast. And so swing. Leaving up my regen mana just in case. Yeah, this is it. This is where okay. I was talking about that for that last game, but this is where, you know, he's got the White Sun untapped, leaves all untapped, and White Suns again. And this is where I was like, oh, right here I was like, oh, I should have kept these Slag Storms in. Like, like I can't believe I didn't. Then he Tomb Blades that, and I'm like, oh, this is going to go kind of bad. So he attacks with everything. And thwack. So now I'm on a 1-turn clock. Obviously I have blockers and things like that. And the scary thing is he's not tapped out either. So I'm debating Primeval Titan, Garrick. I figure they both make, you know, they're both creatures. Primeval Titan and Garrick both make a creature. And either way I try to run one out there. He counters it. I tapped the Inkmoth. I shouldn't have done that. But at this point, it didn't matter too much. I was really behind. This was not going to go well for me. I could feel it. I was kind of losing control, especially because I didn't have the Slag Storms. And I was also kind of learning that this deck really won with its White Suns, and not with I haven't seen any of those other cards that I was assuming he was going to have. Yeah, so this is just bad news here. Because now I need 4 blockers. And I really only have 3. So I need a top deck an Inkmoth here to just even stay alive. Another card I thought about adding is Wormcoil Engine. Wormcoil is really good. And I thought about maybe putting him in. I have 2 or 3 Inferno Titans in this deck, but they're just so good. Inferno Titan is so house. But I thought about maybe trying to squeeze a Wormcoil or 2 in. So there's my, you know, quote-unquote 4th blocker, my Galvanic Blast. But then I can't use my Inkmoth and cast my Primeval Titan. So I end up just going for the Jinky. Yeah, so you see right here. So I need 4 blockers, right? Because I'm at 2. So if any of those cats gets through, I'm dead. And so I end up just using my Green Sun. This is so ugly. Just to get a Birds. Simply to block with. So that I can have Birds block 1, Thrun block another, Blast a 3rd, and then Inkmoth the 4th. And my thinking was that would take out 2 of the cats, leaving 2. And then the next turn, Thrun the one that's a 2/2, and the 1/1 hits me, so I go to 1. And then try to stabilize. At 1 life. So there's that. So I have my Sphere for my Inkmoth, as well as my Copperline Gorge for my Blast. Trying to build up mana. Yeah, so I cast that Sphere of the Sun so that next turn I could potentially cast a Primeval and still have enough to activate the Ink. Oh no, the Inkmoth's gonna die. I don't know, I just cast it because I could cast it. Man, my throat's kinda hurting. Okay, let's drink a beer. And here we go, some of the most desperate blocking in the history of mankind. Oh, here's where I thought, you know, I could have, you know, like if I had done last turn. Okay, I'm actually gonna pause it and back up just a little bit. Here, I could have won right here, possibly won. I don't know what he has in his hand. He has 5 cards. You know, he could have another White Sun. But what I should have done. Maybe not, I don't know. Another option that I had is I could have swung with my Thrun, put him to 4, activate Inkmoth with itself, cast the Sphere of the Suns, that's Metalcraft, blast him for another 4. Didn't do that. Should have done that. I didn't see it until here, I think. Is this where I activate my Inkmoth, right? So now we're on his turn, he's attacking. I activate the Inkmoth, and then, not right then, I see this Galvanic Blast, and I go, oh, like, that's a 4. Like, dang it. Because I possibly could have won. But then, he dissipates it. So he had the counterspell anyway. Game over. I think I just burped. That was gross. Sorry, guys. Slagstorm, back in. I think that's his only win condition. So I just swapped the Slagstorms for the Galvanic Blasts. Call it a day. Because Galvanic Blast not as good. Slagstorm better. So we submit this deck. Oh, back it up, back it up. Oh, I forgot about this game. Well, maybe I didn't forget, but this is not bad. 2 land on the birds, keep it. But see, like right here, like I would have much preferred to see. I'm not much, but Rampant Growth I think is just better. And I know obviously I have 4 of them. I don't know. The birds was nice this game. So here we go. Garrick, 2 Inferno Titans, Primeval Titan. Solemn. So I go, man, I better draw land right now. There it is. Look at that. Golden. Which is lucky. So this is where I'm really glad we're not playing Paper Magic. Because I would have drawn that mountain and then played it. Maybe if I wouldn't have, mind tricked him the right way, he would have countered it. If he'd have read me as having no mana, he would have countered that. And he didn't, which is awesome. He taps out for the O-Ring here. On the birds. Thank you very much, dude. So now I'm just praying. Give me a land. Then we can play this Garrick. Don't get it. Don't. Can you believe I didn't get it? That would have been so perfect. O-Ring the birds. Play Garrick. Like, what's up? Didn't get it. Now he can untap. He's got counter mana available again. He took a risk there. Not a huge one because keeping up with Titan mana is really good, obviously. But yeah, there was a risk, and it worked for him. Didn't get the land again. So now so he knows I didn't play a land last turn, so he's got to read me for not having one. And I also didn't play this Rampant Growth last turn, which means I just drew it. So I'm kind of surprised he didn't counter that. But he didn't, which is good. And so now I kind of hope he taps out. There it is. He didn't tap out, but got my land, got 6. And now I have 3 Titans and a Garrick. And basically I'm just gonna say, you better have them. Like again, before Snapcaster Mage, this is a much better plan, I think. Nowadays, probably this isn't the correct way to do this. But I want to force him to have the counters. And it blew my mind that this happened. So I figured he must have had a day or something, White Sun or something like that. And so, but the nice thing is I have 2 other Titans. And so even if he White Suns and tries to blow me out with this Inferno Titan by blocking everything, it doesn't even matter. I can just play another one. And I think this is what happens. This game's pretty brutal for him, I think. Yeah, here comes the White Sun. Which is obviously what he has, otherwise he'd just be dead. Here it is, kills the Titan. I don't care. So at this point, I was getting kind of giddy, thinking, oh man, I think I'm going to beat LSV. So I'm pretty new to Magic Online. You see me pause sometimes, because, especially when I was first playing, like 2 days ago, I started playing online, and I would miss Rampant Growth, and I would miss things, because I'd cast it, and then it'd be like, okay, and like it didn't pick a land. Or like I wouldn't activate my Inkmoth in the right phase of combat. Not because I don't know the rules, I know the rules, but on Magic Online, everything looks the same. And so it's like, you just click OK, or you just F6 through everything. And the next thing you know, you're like, oh good, I didn't swing with my, I didn't activate my Inkmoth Nexus or something like that. So this is bad for him. Because he tapped out, so I could play that Primeval Titan. And now this is going to be really, really hard to come back from. Because I got 2 Wolf Runs, 2, right? Because he didn't have any Ghost Quarters out, so the most he could do is play 1. At this point, I'm abandoning the Ink Moth. Obviously, he's a 6. Like, and my goal is to just try and just blow him out. Not blow him out, but just to beat him out, beat him up, whatever. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I win. He does have a comeback, and even if he O-ring the Titan, I have another one. And if he did that, Garrick as well. So yeah, I win. It was pretty sweet, guys. Anywho, thanks for watching. Subscribe, and hope to see you back soon. Peace.